People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, we're back. And this week we are in the RV. This week is just Natalie and I. We have no AC in our upstairs of our house.
Right. It's way too hot to throw the kids outside for us to do our podcast indoors. So, or downstairs. Because normally we do it upstairs, and that's about 90 degrees up there right now. No breeze, because, it's indoors. And so we had to come out here. Luckily, we have this backup location.
I just hope you guys can hear with the air conditioner on. It's
it's fine.
It's over 100 outside.
Yeah.
And we're only in June. So we've been without AC upstairs for... This Saturday will be 3 weeks?
It wasn't Saturday. I think it's 2 weeks, actually, today, on Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I think it's 2 weeks today.
Well, all I know is we lost power a couple times.
We hadn't lost power for quite some time before AC went out.
Well, I thought that's what kicked it off.
No, that's what we were telling the AC guy, that we hadn't lost power in a long time, so I don't know why it shut off. And then we lost power, after that, 3 times. But it came back on pretty quickly. But, yeah.
We live out in the country, so we were without power. We're the last people to get restored. And we're losing power just in sunshine outside. There's no reason.
I know, it's weird. But anyway, our AC went out, and this is the upstairs one is the newfangled fancy one that the people that lived here before us put in. That, communicates with the inside and has a computer board, and you can set it up to your phone to be able to remotely do stuff. I never did that. I don't know how to do that.
It's really eco-friendly. It doesn't cost as much to run it.
Supposedly. Anyway, it's the one that always breaks down. The older one that we were warned about when we moved in here, haven't had a problem with it once, knock on wood. So anyway, this one finally went out.
I didn't know we were warned about one. Now I'm scared to death now.
It's fine. Anyway. I forget.
Is the other one a heat pump as well? The old one?
Both of them are.
I'm so confused.
One of them AC and heat, yeah.
And the one that's out right now is huge compared to the other one.
Right.
So I thought that was the heat pump AC and the other one's just AC.
No, they're both. They both do heat and they both do air.
Wow. Okay.
So, the upstairs one is always the one that gives us trouble. And finally, they told us, it's finicky. Sometimes it just needs to be reset. So, we figured out that resetting involved turning it off and then turning it off from the, what's it called?
The breaker?
The breaker. And letting it sit for a while, off, and then turning it back on. So we tried that, and it didn't work. So we had to have the AC people come over, and of course with our schedule and their schedule, it was a couple days before they could get here. And so then it was a Friday, went out on Tuesday, couldn't get the guy here till Friday. So he tells us that the computer board is bad, the part that communicates with the inside. So without the computer board, it's won't work. So we're like, okay,
let's order a computer board.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, so it's not going to be a cheap fix like I was praying for, but okay, we can fix it. Well, we get a call on Tuesday because we called them and we were like, hey, you guys said you were going to call on Monday and we didn't hear, so what's up? And the guy calls back and he goes, I had to go there in person and make sure because it did not make sense to me. This computer board part and some other part that we need is going to cost, all said and done, with labor and everything, $5,000 to $6,000. It was over $5,000. It was $5,000 to $6,000 to get it.
Just for the board.
Just just for them to come out to get the piece. And then he said, the other thing is, since it's almost 10 years old, but it's a quote-unquote new one, but almost 10 years old, they're not making parts for it. And so it's a 6 to 8, at least, week back order. I mean, that's all of summer. That would have been, mid-August or end of August before we got it. And that's, So we're like, okay.
That's kind of not an option.
So we were talking to him. It was like, okay, well, how much is it just to replace it? Because I this newfangled fanciness breaks down every other minute. What is typically the price to replace it? And he was like, honestly, I was going to recommend that you replace it because it's only going to get harder to get parts and it's expensive. Like, I can't guarantee that once we get this up and running, there isn't a problem with something else. And, that could be another $1,000 or whatever, because these parts for this air conditioner are apparently expensive. So he sent us a quote to replace the air conditioner or to replace the part. So he said the part, it was somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 to replace and fix it. He sent us a quote for one for $13,000 to get a new air conditioner, and another one for a little over $15,000 to get an air conditioner. And we're like, holy night. But we're thinking we might as well replace it because we're not going to be able to get parts for this new one. It's going to be, in the long run, cheaper to replace it. So then I just posted on Facebook that about, our AC breaking down. And I had a couple people reach out and be like, hey, here's a great person, or whatever they did. I used to do rentals, this, that, and the other thing, and here's a great person. What are you getting done? Can I do you mind telling me so I can help and see? And so found out that price that we were quoted was way above average. Like way above average. And then we talked to a couple more people, and that was gonna be, they were $7,000, $8,000. And then a brother-in-law got in contact with him, and he was like, yeah, I'll come out of retirement for you and I'll replace it, no worries. And so we were like, oh, cool. We didn't want to ask because you don't want to burden family, and you're retired, you're not thinking, oh, he's gonna come on out and fix my AC for me. It's a big project. So since he was okay with it and he offered, we were like, sure, how much would it be? So now we're down to $6,100. From $15,000 to $6,100. I will take it. And it's not like that's a low-end air conditioner heat pump either. But it's not one of those smart ones. I told him, I was like, I don't want bells and whistles. I don't use the bells and whistles. And the bells and whistles are expensive to replace. I just want an air conditioner heat pump that cools us and heats us. That's all I want.
They say that motherboard talk to the outside, but doesn't the other air conditioner talk to outside? Like, hey, turn on?
I suppose so, but not like this one does.
It does it in different languages?
Apparently.
Like, that's a fun bell and whistle.
Yeah, apparently.
I remember,
this is just like maybe a sensor, and then I guess maybe, I'm making this up. This is just me guessing. I'm thinking it's just like a temperature sensor for the downstairs one. So what we have it set at a temperature, and there's a sensor, and it's like, ooh, it's not there, flip on. Whereas the one upstairs is like AI. Hey, we're gonna do a dance because we made it up to the right temperature, whatever. I don't know. It's not AI, but it's just fancier computer crap that's more involved, and one thing goes wrong and then it turns off. Like one time we had the air conditioner people come out here, and they said, oh, the hose to it was just a little backed up, so it decided to turn off and not turn back on. Like, that's how stupid the smart air conditioner is.
The drain hose that drains downhill, it had a bug in it and was collecting water up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the one time they came out here and just hit our breakers, turned everything off, and then turned it back on, that reset it.
Yeah,
that was a $200 visit.
Right. That's
right.
when we started trying. I mean, we did fix it one time doing that, turning off the breaker and turning it back on. But this time.
But bells and whistles, when I had one of my first cars had the little headlights that pop up, And I said, Dad, look how cool this is. It pops up. He said, yeah, until it doesn't, and then you got to fix it.
And you got a car going around like this.
No, but then he's like, just something else to break,
Something else
Wes.
to break,
But
yeah.
yeah, enjoy it, but it's just something else to break.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a pessimistic. And now that I'm adult, I'm
You
like,
get it.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Daggone it.
So anyway, we've been camping out down in the living room, or at least me, Lana, and the boys have been camping down.
Our
in
animals are
living
still in the
room.
RV if you can hear them. We just got home from shows, did a little office work. They're out here in the air conditioner, but I'm going to put them away. But you can hear them cooing.
Okay. Anyway,
They're in the RV with us. I'm going to put them away.
The kids are absolutely loving it. They think it's cool to sleep downstairs. And our neighbors across the street are letting us borrow their air mattresses. So sweet. Instead of just, because we just having the kids sleep on the floor and I took the couch. So now they don't have to sleep on the floor. They were, even Lex and Julian were a bit cranky. I mean, they slept through the night, but I don't think, even for 4-year-olds, sleeping on the floor wasn't doing it, because they were a wee bit cranky.
I slept on the floor the first
That was when we
night.
went to the show and Julian had his meltdown. That was one night that we slept on the floor.
I don't remember a meltdown. What meltdown? During
Where
a
you had
show?
to back up your RV into that spot, and then we got in, and we were gonna have to take him out. And then later that day, we were at the old folks' home, I guess you call it old folks' home, and I had to take him out, and they went to a different room.
I remember that one, but I don't remember the one I had to back
That
up.
was sleeping on the floor, and I think
That's why.
we haven't had a breakdown since, and I
Yeah.
think it just wasn't as good of sleep.
Yeah.
So
We are in our busy season. So we usually average 183 shows June through August, and we are in it. And scheduling somebody for what time this week, Natalie? What time fits this week, Natalie? I don't know.
right.
So we're out here. We have a minute. Let's film a podcast. Golly, our schedule is so crazy. A little bit more about the air conditioner, and we'll get on with it. Right before it ended, my buddy
What
called.
ended?
The AC went out.
Oh.
My buddy called and said, "Hey, I'm moving. If you want those bookshelves, you got to come get them." Okay. So Natalie went over with me, and I thought it'd be one trip in Natalie's car because I thought it would all be broken down, but he kept them fully assembled.
Well, you could take the top and the bottom. Okay, so
Two
there's like
sections on top.
cabinets. There's cabinets on the bottom that open, and then there's bookshelves. So there's like 2 layers of bookshelves, which make what, four shelves? On
Sure.
top?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. You have to look. But anyway, it was 2 layers, so it came off in 2 bookshelves per cabinet, and there were 3 cabinets and 6 bookshelves.
I have
Correct?
no idea. I have no idea.
I'm right. I think I'm right on that. And I am like 99% here. And then there was an extra like side. It looked like for the office with drawers, but it was wooden looking. It pretty much matched the bookshelves. And then there was just an extra little bookshelf that I took over, but it wasn't with that set, but he was giving it.
But
to
she
us.
went with me on the first trip. Then she had to do school. She had to make dinner.
Well,
So I went on the
he-
second trip by myself.
He needed help. It was awkward getting some of it. So we got the awkward pieces, which were the cabinets on the bottom. We got those the first trip. And then you could get the rest all on your own.
But I get it home and our AC's out. Did our AC go out the day before?
Our AC went out the day before.
I get it all upstairs. It's 80 something up there. I don't know, 83, 84 upstairs. Our thermostat still works, just the AC won't cut on.
Right.
And I got it all in my magic room, and I'm like, all right, well, this will have to wait till the end of the summer because I just don't have time. Then I was like, I can't live like this. This is my magic room. This is my hangout. So I gutted my entire magic room and put those bookshelves in and rearranged the entire room. And I was staying up after shows until after everybody was asleep working on it. And I got it done in like 3 days.
Yeah. It looks good too.
I was sweating. I was up there with no shirt on. It was just, I couldn't keep a shirt on. I was using my shirt for sweat. It was so hot. But how good does it look?
It looks good.
I'm going to put pictures on the podcast thing. It looks so good. I love it. My
and you'll
old.
see on the podcast pictures that it's 3 cabinets and
Well, I have pictures.
6 bookshelves because it's 2. But you can't tell it's 6 bookshelves because they just like seamlessly go.
But the old bookshelves that I had my books on, the books are so heavy they were starting to bow. And I said, all right, well,
Yeah, see, I'm right.
with this bookshelf, man, this thing is rock solid. And it looks so good. And I feel like I have a proper library in my magic room now
Yeah.
with all my books.
Yep.
Looks good. It looks
does
so,
look good.
I love it
It
so
looks
much.
really nice.
I told her, I said, my magic room feels adult now. It's not kiddie-ish. I feel like it's adult.
It wasn't kiddie-ish before, but it does look good to have the books on those.
Yeah.
Those bookshelves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were behind me at an angle, and if I needed one, I kind of had to get in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awkward. But anyway, yep, so I got that done. So that, I feel good. So since we last talked to you guys, just Natalie and I went to the doctor, just my yearly checkup.
And he came out great. Said his has the heart of a young man. Have you filled out that paperwork and
No,
stuff
I've been
yet?
busy with shows, but I'll get it.
You do it tonight.
I'll get it.
You do it tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
And I made him talk to the doctor about getting a colonoscopy. It's
That's
not
the paperwork she's trying to get me to fill out.
Exactly. And they sent him a thing to fill out so that they could give him a call, but they need him to fill out all that information and return it before they schedule him for a colonoscopy, which is very important for him since his dad died of colon cancer. And I don't want to lose him in the same way. So I made sure I went with him to the doctor because I knew he would conveniently forget if I didn't
No, it's
to ask. And I know it's not pleasant, but I'm telling you,
It's the worst.
One day of drinking that stuff and cleaning out your system, running to the bathroom every 2 seconds, is much better than years of cancer treatment.
My brother just had one done, and I said, you know, the besides levitating off a toilet all night long and all morning long, I said, when you go there, you feel like you're gonna poop yourself in the waiting room. It just doesn't end. And he said, yeah, I went there. I said, well, did you feel like you had to poop yourself while you were in the waiting room, or is that just me? He said, no, they took me back pretty quick. But then they just left me in that room, like the prep room, for an hour and a half.
Oh, God.
I said, oh, no, what did you do? He said, I felt like I had to poop. I told him, I said, I bet you did on that table. I bet if you felt like you had to, and they're starting to explore.
They
He said no. They had a doggy pad under me. I said, dude, they put doggy pads under women too, and they clean it out. I said, what you should have done, put your initials on it. He said, oh, you're going too far.
See if it was still there.
Because they clean up after women give birth so
yes,
quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's so messed up, Wesley.
Anyway, that's what my brother and I talk about, poop problems.
Yeah.
But that is not a fun poop situation to put yourself through.
But it's more fun than having cancer. So therefore,
yes, I'll fill out the paperwork.
Thank you.
But tell him the best part that Lana loves. Lana thinks it's hilarious.
I think it's kind of funny too.
But wait, my heart. The doctor went over my records and said, "You see how it pulses up real strong? That's
The heart of
strong.
a young man. Yep.
And you see how it's short?
Strong.
It doesn't.
Yep. So when we went to
linger?
a show later that day, I was like, "Okay, Wes, you go ahead. You lift this. You have the heart of a strong man. Come on, you can do it."
My doctor acted like he was really proud of my heart monitor results.
Good. Anyway, when you get there, you have to weigh, and they take your height and everything. And so he stood up to get his measured height, and the lady goes, "Okay, you're 5'4.4". He goes, "Wait." He resituates it. Oh, and standing up straight. He says, "Okay," and she measures again. She's 5'4.5". He goes, "What?"
I'm 5'5", daggone it.
He lost half an inch. Lana thinks it's hilarious. He came out and he said, "Lana, you're not growing." She goes, "What?" She goes, "Nope, I'm shrinking."
Daggone it. What am I going to do? There's nothing I can do.
No.
It's carrying those 4-year-olds on my shoulders all the time. It's collapsing my spine.
Compacting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Talk about the 4-year-olds. I got a whole list of notes to talk about with you guys. We are doing a new opening for you magicians out there, Creative Magic Square Circle. Just something unique and different, something we can add to the show, really easy to add to the show. but I can produce all 3 kids out of it because they're 4 and 13. It's perfect. We open our show introducing our kids to the audience, and it's going really well.
Yeah, it is.
It was Natalie and the kids, and then I said, Lana, you can do this. And she was a little hesitant, like everything else, but she did great.
Yep.
And she's in there coaching them because I can hear her whispering, "We're gonna say surprise. We're really gonna surprise the audience.
With the audience.
We're playing hide and seek. We gotta say ta-da.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Don't move. Don't move. Be quiet. Don't move." And I'm out there for the timing for the music to get one set of music done to the next set of music done. We have to switch systems because I'm playing a video in my big show and then go to a different sound board. So you have to unplug and plug in. So it's not instant like all of our other songs. So I need something. So I do an in-one. I get in front of the curtain, do something real fast after our intro, and then do the boys. And I'm out in front of the curtain and I hear, the curtain's open though, right? And I hear, "Achoo!" And I'm like, oh no, one of the boys then sneezed in the box. And I told Natalie as we're performing it, I turned my mic off and I told her,
And I
heard
just
one
chuckled because there's nothing you can do.
I heard one of them sneeze in a load chamber.
Sneezed.
Yeah, the box was sneezing.
Yeah.
And Lana afterwards, I said it was hilarious that the box sneezed. And she said it wasn't on the inside. What did he say to her?
Oh, she was telling him to be real quiet. Just be real quiet. We're playing hide and seek. Don't give it away. Okay. And then Lex goes, "Achoo!" And he just gets this sad look on his face, like, "Uh-oh." And she was like, "No, it's okay. That's okay." He was like upset that he ruined the trick, but I don't think anybody noticed.
The audience couldn't hear
Like,
it.
I didn't even hear it from where I was, and I wasn't that far away from you.
You were closer than the audience.
Right.
Yeah, the audience couldn't hear
So,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a list of stuff in no particular order, so, yeah.
Okay.
I saw a reel today about Arnold. Now, anytime Arnold shows up on my computer...
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
I love that dude. And he was being interviewed, and they asked him what was his biggest paying movie role. What do you think his biggest paycheck movie role was?
I don't know. I don't know all of his movies.
You should know all of his movies.
Okay, sorry.
What is it? You don't have any idea?
No.
You would think it'd be like Terminator 5 or something.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
His biggest paycheck was on Twins.
Was it really?
Because
Wow.
he took nothing up front and wanted all back end. Because they couldn't afford to give him everything, so they took back end.
Oh, and it made a lot of money, huh?
Over $40 million just for Arnold.
Wow. That's awesome.
And he wouldn't go any higher. They're like, did you make 20? Did you make 30? Did you make 40? All right, that's enough. Yeah, but yeah, that's enough. Don't. You can quit now. Because he made more than $40 million.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, with the success of that, you should do a Twins too.
Mhm.
And he said, well, we were gonna call it Triplets. But Ivan Reitman died when we were doing the pre-stuff, the
Aw.
pre-production.
Yeah.
So they kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
Script was written, everything was done. Who was the other person? You'll never guess it.
I don't know who.
Eddie Murphy.
Nuh-uh.
That was the other triplet.
Ah.
Because it's Danny DeVito and Arnold, and now you have Eddie Murphy.
That's great. That's
Would that have
funny.
been a great movie, or?
I think that would have been hilarious.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope it comes. Ivan Reitman's son's directing the new Ghostbusters now. Have him do it. Right?
Yeah. Go for it.
Anyway, I want to see part 2. Natalie, talk about my health stuff. Natalie just had a thing this week that was her biggest painful attack since being in the hospital on her worst day.
Yeah, I think it was on par with. So when I was in the hospital, I had really bad pain. They didn't know it was pancreatitis yet, and I was just sitting up in pain, and he was calling the nurses, and I was saying I asked him if I was gonna die because it was that bad, and then I passed out from the pain, and that's how bad it was. Only I didn't pass out. I thought I was gonna pass out, and I was kind of hoping I would pass out because I didn't want to be in pain anymore. But anyway, yeah, and it just, I woke up that morning. I drank a little water. I went around the house. You know, I didn't have anything else. I just drank some water because I went around the house. I put in my contact. No, I didn't even get a chance to do that. I went and I did the boys' laundry. And then I was going to put in my contacts and all, but pain hit. So I just went downstairs and I completely freaked you out, I do believe, saying, I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was bad. At level 10. No doubt.
She freaked me out so bad, I had diarrhea all day.
Sorry.
I think that's how my stomach works. When
Well-
we were having babies,
Yeah.
I had real bad gas.
Awful.
I get nervous, and I don't know what to do with myself. It was awful.
Yeah.
I was sick all day long.
My dad, when
I called your dad.
when
I called the
yes,
hospital.
When I talked to my dad later, he was like, yeah, I believe you being a level 10. If you say you're a level 10, I believe it. He said, but there was a guy when he was in Afghanistan, he said some guy came in and he wasn't on, I guess he wasn't the doctor on call, but he was there. And the doctor that the guy saw, he saw this. And he came up to the doctor, this guy that came in said, Doc, I'm in so much pain, level 10. And that doctor said, all right, I'm going to take my sidearm out. I want you to put your hand down. And I'm going to smack your hand with my sidearm real hard. And you tell me if the pain from your hand is worse than the pain from you. Oh, you don't have to, I'm not a level 10. He took it back real quick. I told Daddy, I said, you could have hit me everywhere with that sidearm. I wouldn't give a crap because I was in that much pain. Maybe that would have helped knock me out. I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, don't hit my hand, hit my head.
Do whatever. I don't care. I'm already in pain. And he was like, yeah, so you were at level 10. I was like, I believe so.
But she was praying that she would pass out. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm pass out. I hope I do. I hope I do.
Yeah, just let me pass out. Please, God, let me pass out. Just let me pass out.
But I said you're going to wake up in the hospital. Well, why? I'm just going to pass out and there's nothing they can do.
There's not, yeah. He kept saying,
If you
are you
pass
ready
out-
to go to the hospital? Are you ready to go to the hospital? I'm like, no. There's nothing that they might give me some pain medicine and then they'll send me home. And all you did was get a bill. There's nothing. We've gone when I've had pain before and there is nothing they can do.
But this is the worst pain she's had so far. So,
Well, since
I
the
called,
hospital.
yeah, since the hospital. I called the new hospital she's dealing with down in Roanoke, Virginia. And I told him, hey, she got blood work done. She's having an awful attack right now. We need to get some answers. Can you talk to the... It didn't matter. They didn't care you had attacks that day. All we ended up doing was talking about, hey, we had all this blood work done and all these CT scans and all these other studies done.
Yeah.
Where are the results? And that's all we talked about.
And she was like, I don't know. I don't see them on my end. We're going to have to go looking for them. I was like, please do. Like, yeah.
Right.
So...
and I told
so if
that
they don't
nurse...
call you by tomorrow,
Yep.
when we get back from our show, we'll have to call them again.
I called the nurse and I said, hey, I swear I'm not trying to be a nuisance. I'm not trying to... I said, she's just in so much pain. I'm freaking out. So sorry if I'm not cohesive, if I'm stuttering or repeating myself. I'm sorry. And she says, no, squeaky wheel gets the grease, and I want you to be a squeaky wheel. Get this thing taken care of. So, all right. So we'll
and
call
on top
tomorrow.
of that, the only thing they did was that they took blood work the day I saw them. And they had those results. They don't have the results from when I went
During an attack.
and had the attack. So they said, which has never come up like this before in any of the blood work I've had since the hospital, but they said there was something that was abnormal that looked like I might have celiac disease, but they'd have to look at all the other things that I went through before saying, yeah, we want to go in and do a biopsy to see. And if I had celiac disease, I would have to think it would be celiac and acute pancreatitis. Because I don't understand how just drinking water would bring on an attack like that with celiac disease. And celiac disease, if you look up symptoms, they're like, yeah, you can have like GI problems and your stomach can hurt and you can have diarrhea and such. But that's lower in your stomach, whereas my pain is like the bottom of my chest. And so I don't see how the two correlate. So maybe there's celiac,
I think you have
but
both.
maybe it's both, or maybe it was just a random
A high
mess
number
up,
of something.
a mess up in the lab work. That can happen.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Or you could have had an elevated number that day of something
yeah.
that caused it to look like celiac.
Yeah,
So she with celiac, she was like, I don't have that. That's hereditary. I don't have that. I said, honey, it says it can come on by stress, and it can come on by, extended hospital stays or a major surgery. You had that, honey.
Yeah.
So you definitely had that.
Yeah. So I just don't want them, because I know from looking at it, I know there are symptoms I have that do not relate to celiac disease, but do go with acute pancreatitis. So if they say, yeah, you have celiac disease, I'm afraid they're just going to give up and be like, that was the thing for all your problems. And then I go gluten-free and I still have issues and nobody still believes me. And so I want them to still pursue the acute pancreatitis, even if... Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want them to figure out how to... But I don't
You want
know.
everything taken care of.
I don't know that they will. I feel like if...
Well, this new lady's the one that actually said acute pancreatitis.
I understand
And when
that.
you went to get your... my doctor's appointment, when you told him you thought it was acute pancreatitis, he snickered.
He
And
did?
that's our doctor that we like. Yeah, he doesn't think that at all. Remember, he keeps wanting to give you heartburn medicine.
Well, it's not heartburn. I don't
No, but I have
snickering.
heartburn, and sometimes it takes me out, he says.
Yeah. No. You don't get heartburn when
Right.
you haven't eaten for hours and
Right,
then
right,
you
right.
wake up and you drink water.
Anyway, it's not heartburn.
But I'm just afraid that they're just going to say, poo-poo everything else and say, yep, celiac disease. That explains everything.
And as fast as yours went away the other day, when you had it, when it went away, you still were on edge, and you still...
Oh, it didn't...
But you didn't take antacid. You didn't do
No.
anything to get rid of it. It
It
just
was-
had to do it run its course.
It was severe pain for however long. Felt like forever, but I'm sure it wasn't that long. But then it went from the 10, and it went down, and it kind of fluctuated between like a 3 and a 5 or 6, and then it go back down. And that's how I was for the rest of the day. So I didn't eat or drink anything because I've done that before, and I've made it worse. Ding, ding, ding. Pancreatitis. That doesn't go with celiac. And so... Then it finally went away around like 5:30, and I was like, okay, well, dinner's at 7. I will try dinner. And I was scared the whole time I was eating dinner that it was gonna come back, but it's alright.
I'm all over the place because of my notes, but the no AC sleeping arrangements, I slept on the floor night 1 just because that's where the family was. I'm gonna sleep on the floor with them.
And it was hot.
Was it hot upstairs though that day?
We slept for the first couple nights. Everybody slept upstairs because it was cooler outside. Everybody slept upstairs.
Okay.
And then the first night we slept downstairs. You slept on the floor, and then you didn't after that.
Well, I found out that I don't do good sleeping on the floor. My back hurts, my side hurts, my hips hurt, everything. I got parts of me I don't know I have ache. I feel like a really old man sleeping on the floor. Didn't want to sleep in a chair because I was going to hold the boys and take care of them because she's got the couch. And I ended up sleeping upstairs several nights, and I know
Most of the nights, yeah.
I can handle 83 degrees to sleep in. But if it gets hotter than that, I'm back down with them. So last night,
It was the first night that you came back down.
yeah, I
Because it
slept.
got
I
hot.
slept on the couch where she was sleeping, and I sent her and Lana to the RV. She's been complaining she's not getting much sleep because every time the boys toss on the air
Poor
mattress,
Lana, yeah.
you can hear it. You hear it move around.
It squeaks. Rah, 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 and it's real loud. It wakes me up every time. I mean,
I got up to pee, and she's on the couch, and she lifts her eye mask and
Yeah.
looks at me. I'm being quiet. I'm tiptoeing.
And it wasn't that I was mad at you. It was out of habit because you've been sleeping upstairs for so long, and I'm the only one down there. Lana doesn't wake up. She sleeps like you. She doesn't wake up if a tornado goes through the house. So one of the boys starts moving around and everything. I'm looking real quick to see who's coming at me or if I need to.
I felt very
whatever
in
and
trouble. Like,
so no,
I'm being
I
as
was
quiet
just
as I
that
can.
was
I
just
just gotta
habit.
pee.
Like, who's moving? What do I need to do? Because there were several nights where one of the two would end up sleeping with me on the couch, which made it so much more comfortable. I was trying not to fall off the couch for the rest of the night. And then there was a couple times where they got up, but I was able to put them back and lay them down and get them back to sleep on the air mattress.
Well,
So that's all I was doing. I was like, who's moving? Because I'm not used to you being down there.
And last night, I know not to mess with you when you're sleeping, so it scared me. Last night, Lana and Natalie slept in the RV. Lana slept in the bunk beds. Natalie slept in the bed in the back. The boys slept
I
on the...
told her she couldn't join me in bed. I wanted to actually sleep because she does alligator rolls all night long. And she steals covers. I'm like, you're not sleeping in bed with me. Even though it's big enough for both of us. And said, there's other beds in the RV. Choose one. Because I want to sleep.
Poor thing.
She was fine with it. She understood. She's like, yeah, I know, I move a lot. So.
But the boys, Natalie said, you got to turn like waves on for them, like ocean sounds. I have it on my phone, but my phone's charged in my chargers. It's not in the living room. And I put on ocean waves for deep sleep on YouTube. And we have these lights behind our television, and the boys said, too bright, can't sleep. So I turned those lights off, but then the ocean waves, it's like videotaping it at nighttime. So it's pretty dark anyway.
Yeah.
And
but they need them. They're used to waves. Like, they have a wave machine in their room. And plus, on top of that, I want them to sleep as late as possible until I want them. So I want to get myself ready, get everything together, and then wake them up. So if they have waves, they're not going to hear. They sleep pretty hard.
So with the waves, though, there's nothing. I mean, you're watching waves crash, right? It's not interesting. I mean, it's interesting. It's fun. If you're at the beach watching them, it's fun. But it's not going to keep you up all night watching it either, because it's the same thing over and over.
Sleep, yeah.
They slept like a ton of bricks last night. Told Natalie they didn't move. I moved. One of them started crawling and got like T-shaped on the top. And when I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I just grabbed I grabbed his leg and just pulled him down.
And he didn't wake up.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it all night long.
They slept
great.
They sleep through that.
Busy with shows I have. 2 shows a day. You said we had a show before that nursing home show. I don't remember it. But nursing home, it's
we had
like...
a summer camp in the morning, and then we had the nursing home in the evening, and we sat... If you remember, we had a gap.
I remember we backed
really
into it. We
hot.
backed into the side of the building.
And we got really hot in the RV because we waited.
Yes, I remember now. I remember now.
And then the next day, we had a summer camp in the morning. All these summer camps like to have their shows at like 10 a.m. in the morning, and you have to, like, this morning we had to leave by 7:15, which means we got to get up at 6, which for most people is like, oh, that's not bad, but for us, it's not cool. But anyway.
Because our kids are used to going to bed at 11:30.
And then after that summer camp, we had Massanutten.
Yeah.
That day.
Which was another 3 hours waiting around doing
And
nothing.
then one day it was 2 shows, but it was one location, so that was nice. They were back to back, and we could come home. And then the other day, it was just one show.
My buddy texted me last night and said, have you seen this new magic show on Netflix? I said, no, we're in our busy season. I really don't have time for TV. I said, we 183 shows. He said, that's 2 a day. I said, well, some days have 4, so that gives us days off every once in a while.
Yeah.
People can't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you normally on a normal summer, we could come home and take a nap, but I can't because I have school.
Right.
So
These early mornings, we always used to take naps till dinner when we got home.
Oh, and I'm so tired. I can't wait to go to bed tonight, but I have to get schoolwork done.
Well, we'll talk about that. Hold on. Yeah, busy with shows, and then next subject is Natalie's overlapping classes. She can't take a nap. She doesn't have a minute.
Nope.
When she was doing 2 classes and our show schedule and booking shows and being on the road with us, she was doing 6 hours of school a day.
Yeah.
Now she has overlapping classes.
Yeah. So I'm going to Liberty University online, and their summer semesters overlap. So you have 8 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks of those 8 weeks is also the first 2 weeks of the next 8 weeks. So I'm currently in 4 classes at once. So I was in this original 8-week classes that is ending in 2 weeks. I was really pushing each week to get more and more ahead so that I was ahead of schedule. So I actually had this current week's everything done for this current week for the original classes completed by Sunday night. And then I started my new classes yesterday, Monday. So I'm hoping what I can do is if I put enough hours in each day, I can get those 2 classes and everything done by the end of Thursday or maybe a little bit into Friday, and then I can get does this make sense? Then I can get my last week of my 2 classes completed over the weekend and into like Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll have from Tuesday all the way through Sunday to get the other 2 done. It'll all be over. My last day for the ending classes is July 4th. I have to have everything turned in by 11:59 p.m. on July 4th.
I told her in December, I worry about these 2 weeks. These are the 2 weeks I worry the most about.
Me and you both.
And I think you kept that to heart and you buckled down and had it done.
Yeah.
What are all 4 classes you're taking right now?
So I'm in the last 2 weeks of nutritional biochemistry and diabetes, obesity, and eating disorders classes. And then I'm in the first 2 weeks of nutrition for pregnancy and lactation and nutrition research.
How's the research class?
I haven't started that one yet.
Okay.
I started out because there's a discussion, and when you do discussions, your initial discussion is due on Thursday instead of Sunday, so I'm doing that class first.
So that's our overlapping classes. So when I'm driving the RV, the boys are sitting over here watching the big screen television there. Lana sometimes has her back to the highway, sometimes facing the highway. She usually sits here taking care of the boys, watching her phone, doing whatever. And Natalie's in the back on the bed, spread out, and she's doing school the whole time. Yeah. So I'm driving the RV, pulling the trailer, and I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm by myself. I have to scream for Lana because she's got her earbuds in. The boys could care less. They're watching Scooby-Doo. We have I don't know. I say in my show we have 300 DVDs in here, but we definitely have over 50 in here.
Yeah.
Because all these drawers are full.
Yeah, you have a lot of DVDs in here.
And, but I'm driving by myself, so I have nobody to talk to, so I'm listening to... I like pausing podcasts, and Natalie, what do you think about that?
We'll be
I
there.
miss it. I miss it.
My last day of classes overall, December 12th. So I'll be back up front.
December 12th.
Yep. But you can tell on looking back at my notes, like what was done at home taking notes and what was on the road taking notes, because it's like I'm trying to write, it's all over the place.
Sorry.
It's just funny.
So I feel like I'm raising wimpy kids. So, and I had that in my notes, and Natalie said, why are you saying that? Because we send the kids outside on a hot day, and the boys' cheeks just turn blood red, and they're ready to come in. I was out there raking my trails the other day, my hiking trails that I have.
And yet you came in feeling sick.
Oh, I got overheated. I was out there all day.
They listened to their bodies and said, I don't feel good, and came inside. You just kept on going, and you came in and was like, oh.
But Lana, you asked her to go outside.
Plus, you hadn't eaten or drank anything all day.
If I go outside,
you're not taking care of yourself.
If I go outside, and when you were a kid and watched like G.I. Joes, the kids had these dirt piles, and they were blowing stuff up, and the dirt would go, and you could do this, and you had cars outside in the dirt, and you're playing with the cars.
I mean,
we got all these acreage out here,
and they've played outdoors all day long before. This was it was
just too hot.
Felt like over 100 degrees outside. It was too hot.
Anyway, that being said, and Lana's cutting the grass now.
Yeah.
My allergies are so bad. Natalie doesn't have time. It's got to get done, honey. You're 13. I think you can handle it.
And she hems and haws every time. Like this time, go cut the grass. Mom, I don't know what to do because the little rocks come and hit me, and I want to wear shorts because it's hot, but if I wear pants, it will protect me a little bit. I'm like,
I saw her with sweatpants on.
What do I do? I said, do whatever you want to do, Lana. It's up to you. Either way, you're going to be hot. Pants, shorts, just pick something and go get started.
I was wondering.
So she started with pants, and then she came in like 10 minutes after getting started. Oh, it's hot. Oh my gosh. Oh, Mom, should I keep my pants on or change to shorts? Oh, I'm going to go get water. Oh. And I was like, honey, just do whatever. Don't take a 20-minute break, though. Get back out there so you get it done in one day. So she changes into shorts. She fills up a water bottle so she can take it with her. And she's out there for a little bit, then she comes in. Mom, please, can I finish this tomorrow? No, Lana, there's a heat advisory for tomorrow. But it's so hot. It's gonna be hotter tomorrow. Finish it today. You want to get it done today. Please, Mom? Lana, no.
And it's so rhythmic when you're in the house. You hear the mower. But then sometimes you can't. You're like, oh, she must be further away. And then you hear it crank up.
Yeah.
Daggone it, she's done cut it off again.
Yeah, she cuts it off all the time.
Over 30
And then-
times. Over 30
Yeah.
times. I'm serious, and that's not exaggeration.
No.
In a 3.5-hour lawnmower.
She probably came in 4 or 5 times. Came inside, cutting the grass. I come in like once. Yeah, unless I have to pee. I've only come in once. Twice, tops.
We usually bring you water when you come close.
Right. But anyway.
Um,
But what was I going to say? Oh, before she even started, she was begging us to go out there and help her pick up sticks and rocks. And I'm like, Lana, nobody picks up sticks and rocks when I cut the grass. Mom, please, I really don't want to run them over. I'm like, Lana, the grass is so long. 1, you're probably not going to be able to see a lot of them. You're just going to run them over anyway. And 2, what I do is when I'm going back and forth, I see a stick. Well, when I get close enough, I bend over when I'm next to it and pick it up and throw it where it's not going to get run over, and I keep on going. I don't even shut the lawnmower off. I just keep on going. Anyway.
So saying
That's
the
just
boys
funny.
saying the boys are wimpy is also, it was hot that day.
Yeah.
But sometimes I send them outside and they come back in. Lana, go hang out with your brothers, and they're in and out, in and out, in and out. You'd
Yeah.
think they'd want to stay outside all the time.
They want to take all their toys from inside outside. That's
But-
the issue.
I had the right idea. We had a day off before the busy season started that I was going to give them like a water play day, and I had that little blue little swimming pool out there for them, just a little $20 blue swimming pool from Walmart we got for them 2 years ago. And I said, all right, well, let's go play in the water. I'll go set it up. Well, it
It was
takes
so
forever to load up.
exciting.
It takes forever to fill that thing.
Yeah.
10 in the morning until 7 at night. Never in my life would I have thought they'd have played in that water all that time.
Oh, and they loved it. And
I went with
You
Lana
went,
to
yeah.
go get animal food and to run some errands, take Lana to the bank for her to do her banking.
And I'm sitting in the kitchen getting stuff done because you can see through the window to the pool, so I can make sure that nothing bad's happening. And I'm thinking they're gonna want to come in soon. Oh, look at this! Here they come. Lex pokes his head and goes, "Mom, we need more water. We splash, we play. It's empty. We need more water." I said, "Okay." So.
I
It
wish I
wasn't-
saw that.
It wasn't quite empty, but I mean, they had gotten it pretty far down. There was only a couple inches in there at the point. So, got the hose turned on. I just left the hose and let it go. Eventually, I had to go back out there and tell them to put the hose down because they were playing with the water, shooting each other with it. But anyway, yeah, they loved it. They had a great time.
And Lana and I went to the dollar store and got water guns, but you suck up the water and then you pull the thing and shoot it.
Yeah.
Really easy for them to use.
They played with those for hours. They had a great time with those. That extended playtime.
But with it being, what did I say, 85 degrees upstairs,
It's up to 90 right now.
giving the boys a bath.
Yeah. Oh, but they needed it.
No, but giving the boys a bath and then having them dry them off, wrap them in a towel, and they go to their room. Usually when they're waiting on me to clean up the bathroom and come in there to dress them,
They're
they're
shivering.
full body shaking. Now they just drop the towels, they're running around tackling each other naked, but they're not cold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks right now is, laundry still has to be done, and you're just sweating doing laundry. You gotta shower because you smell, but you feel like, you're like, how good is this doing? Because you take a shower and you get out and you just immediately start sweating because it's hot upstairs.
You don't know if you're wiping off water or sweat when you get out. Yeah.
Right? And it's just, I can't wait. And then I'm upstairs getting ready in the mornings, putting on makeup, but I feel like I'm just smearing it around with sweat. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's I can't wait. It's supposed to get it done on Saturday. I'm assuming it'll get done on Saturday. what I was assuming. So I'm hoping I'm going to be in my own bed with AC on Saturday night. Is that right? You think?
I don't know how long it takes. And I don't know how many people he's bringing. And I don't know if I'm supposed to help.
I don't know either.
You know
But
what I mean?
I'll probably have to be out here because I think timing-wise I might have to take a test. So I might have to be out here in the RV.
Oh, that's convenient. I went up in the attic to show my brother-in-law around.
Yeah, well, too bad it comes.
And I started moving stuff, and he said, "Oh, don't do it today. Wait till early in the morning to move that stuff around." The way the temperature works, and I don't know if this is just talk or if this is legitimate, but he said whatever the temperature is in your house, you can double it for the attic.
Yeah.
So he said it's 160 upstairs.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, that's what he was saying. I don't know that that's right.
That don't sound right. It was hot up there. It was hot.
Yeah, because it was like 84. when he
But
came
I
over,
am
85.
wrapped up in a sweatshirt, and I got the hood pulled over my head, and I'm in
Be
shorts, and my feet
downstairs.
are freezing. I'm cold.
Downstairs feels good.
And I go upstairs, and I started walking in the attic, and I'm like, yay, my feet are thawing out. But very quickly, I was like, oh, yeah. But anyway, that's what we got going on. Lots of shows. We have a couple more minutes to talk about it. That old folks home we did, you said old folks home.
Yeah.
It's assisted living, independent living, millionaire mansion residence
it's really
place.
nice. Yeah, I told the...
I don't know if we've been to one that nice before.
Oh, it was so nice. And I told the lady, I said, we do these and, you know, you see nice ones and you see not so nice ones. But I'm like, the nice ones like this one, I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. You know, like, when I'm old, this would be a place... Yeah, no, I'm never going to be able to afford it. So she goes, yeah, I know, same. So, so I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, but it's nice because, I mean, they have activities every day. She said they have movies running every night.
Well, I performed in the movie theater in this place.
It was a really nice movie theater, too. The seats had little, footstools that you could take out.
I didn't see that.
Oh, that was awesome.
I didn't see that.
Anyway,
they had a little
like
tray,
theater
like
seating.
they had a tray that you like a school desk.
And they were comfy chairs.
They were leather recliners.
Yeah, with cup holders, and then there was a foot thing that you could pull out from underneath. Anyway, and then she's like, you know, your meals are all taken care of. She's like, you can go up there and order. You can order what you want at one place. Like, never have to figure out a menu again. Never have to cook your own meals again if you don't want to. Entertainment. That's like vacation, 24/7.
I saw the pool table and the arcade room. I saw the library. They had a room with a fireplace in there, just like a set in living room area.
They stuffed the boys in like the arts and craft room, but it was a big room.
Yeah, it was like it looked like an art class in high school, like an art room.
Yeah.
But that movie theater room, I'm like, how often do you guys use this? And
We have something running every night.
Yeah, they have a movie every night, and then they have like documentaries during the day that are in the movie theater room. Wow.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But parking for that place, so pulling the RV and the trailer, I always go on Google Earth the day before to try to wrap my head around where I'm going to go, get a layout. Like that one day, I had to back into that school to fit.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I said, all right, well, I'm going to come in this way. But what if the road takes me in this way, Natalie? I'm going to go this way because I want to get out. I don't want to have to back out into traffic. And I'm trying to figure all this out logistically. Just a couple minutes every night to try to figure out the shows that we have scheduled for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked up this old folks home, and it wasn't on Google Earth. It was just trees. Yeah. That's how new this place is.
Yeah, they hadn't updated it since they were there. It's like,
That's how new it was. And as I'm driving to this place, I'm freaking out. Natalie, I need you. I need my navigator. I need help. She said, what the heck is the problem? And I pull off on the side of the road. I'm like, it's the next right. But I know that's a one-lane road up ahead. And there's a tunnel and a bridge I know I'm not going to fit through. My brother used to live on that road. I need help. And she's like, honey, as soon as you turn on that road, you turn left, and there's the place.
Yeah, you're not going under that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I didn't want to have to back up 4 miles in the RV.
Yeah.
So I was freaking out a bit.
Yeah, but it was just turn and then turn left, and you're there pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's what I love about this job, man. You get to see so many cool places. I mean, the summer camps that we do, and the tennis camps. What does a tennis camp look like? I now know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
The millionaire people with the ice sculptures and the Cirque du Soleil dancers and the...
Yes, we have seen how the other half live. It's fairly nice.
It's pretty daggone cool.
But I don't know. I like what we got.
I'm happy.
I'm happy with what we got. Even if we had millions of dollars, I wouldn't move.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't move. 1, I don't want to. And 2, I like it here. And 3, imagine what you can do with all that money. How many people you can help. You know what I mean? Instead of just buying a new house.
Yeah, you could buy a $3 million house tomorrow.
I might do a little upkeep on our own house, but after that...
Well, it's got some stuff that needs to be done, because
Yeah.
the boys... We have this railing in the front porch.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? The railing? What do you call
A
it?
railing, yeah. It's just a railing.
Some of them were loose, and the boys
Dry
pulled them, and they
rotting.
were sword fighting with them. I have to replace that now.
Yeah, I thought we only had 1 that came off, but apparently there's 3.
That's...
But apparently...
Dad's got to fix that, kid. Thanks.
There's like kits you can buy, and we can just redo the whole railing. But we have to... 1, we have to have the time. 2, we got to go price it and see how much it costs. 3, we got to measure how much we need.
4, we have to look up a video on YouTube on how to do it.
Yeah. And again, we have to have the time.
I have to power wash the house, but I need time.
That's something I think that maybe this time around we need to hire somebody to do.
We bought a power washer, but I have no problem. I have no problem hiring somebody to do it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't mind. But maybe like 1 year we do it, and it's as best as we can get it. But then the next year maybe we hire somebody to
Hire a professional.
get it done for reals, and then
I'm for it.
like every other year type thing.
You heard it. You heard it.
But again, I gotta price it, see how much it costs. Is it worth it? Or should I send him up on the ladder?
But it's we live in the country, and you got like a green tent on the what is it though?
It's like
is it mildew? What is it?
whitish siding that we have. I think it's supposed to be white. I don't know anymore. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know if it's just pollen and mildew or
Pollen makes sense, because our cars get covered in it.
yeah.
My RV, the front of my RV goes down the road, the front of it was turning black.
Oh yeah, it didn't look good.
So when do I have time to clean it? Well, we had a shows early in the morning. Natalie's teaching Lana school, and the kids are in the living room because you can't go upstairs. So I said, I'm going to go feed animals, Nat. And then I said, well, I got the water hose feeding the animals. I'm just going to go out here and power wash it, and I got the extender stick to wash the front. It won't take long. 3.5
stuck on
hours
there.
later, I got the best I could do. It was the best I could do.
It was just
I had to
stuck
pull
on
out the
there.
ladder. I
Yeah.
got the extender stick. I got a bucket of soapy water. I got on the roof and tried to come down from the... I'm short too, so I can't reach the whole arc of the thing, so I had to get on the roof and try to reach down. I broke the stick.
Now
3.5
it's another
hours. 3.5 hours.
It
But-
looks a lot better though.
That was starting to look
lot
bad. It
better.
makes the whole thing look bad, even though it's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. But it looks good now.
And Lana said, you can't just wash the front, Dad. I said, the front was the only thing dirty, honey. The sides are white. That was black.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, you get rain and it washes off everything except for that little hangover.
I don't
What
know.
is that about?
I have no... I
You
don't...
would think the rain would wash that off real well.
I don't know. I don't know. And I can't reach it. I got a 6-foot ladder. What do I have? An 8-foot ladder? 6-foot ladder.
I don't know what you got. I don't know.
But then I got a 30-foot ladder. But if I lay that on the RV, I'm gonna crack something.
Yeah.
And this thing doesn't hold my weight. This is like the hood of the car. Because if I put a little bit of weight on it, it starts to, you start to feel it. And I'm like, I'm not putting all my weight on that.
Yeah.
So I can't reach.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? We don't have time. And then October, we have 60 shows just at the farm.
It was 6 weeks.
6 weeks, 60 shows at the farm.
Because it's mid-September through October now. Yeah.
And then we have other shows we're booking around. Did that one show book that we had trouble getting parking for last year? They booked it. They said it's at an old church, and this thing is like from the, what year was this?
I don't know.
1700s?
Yeah, it's where they had like little box seats where families were assigned. To come
They
in.
actually sat in a box though, not just a pew.
Yeah.
It was roped off with a door, and each Isley family got this. The Smiths sat over there, and you sat in your own box section every week.
Yeah, it's a neat old church. But I know I had.
But
talked
Google
to them.
Earth, I thought I could park beside the building,
But here's the thing.
but the hill went straight uphill.
Yeah.
and
they said, no, you can't go there. But
The fire truck got caught
Yeah.
trying to go there.
But I told them, I had talked to them about, hey, we have an RV and a trailer. And I was told, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Then we get there and they're like, no, don't pull up in there.
The fire truck got stuck earlier.
Yeah. So then we pull to the other side. Across the street, they had people parked that were running booths. But they took all the parking like next to the road. And so we pulled in further and almost took a power line down that we didn't see. And then we were trying to figure out, oh gosh, I hope we don't hit it on backing out.
Am I allowed to touch it?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to move it?
Right? And so we ended up getting out. But it was a little stressful. And so I talked to her about that when.
So what
we
I was
booked it,
thinking,
and I said, and then we'll have to call again before the show.
but with everybody
Yes.
parked on both sides, that's all the vendors.
Mhm.
What if I just block them? Because I'm going to be the last one there and the first one out. I was there before they packed up anyway. So I just block them.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares? Because I'm going to pack up my stuff and get the heck out.
Yeah. So, but anyway. Yeah.
I don't even know if you
so
gave her that option, but
I
if
didn't.
that's the vendors,
Yeah,
I'm not blocking them because they're not leaving during the event.
right. I think she said the event goes to like 6 and our show's at 4, so we'd be out by then.
So I get there last and I'm first one to leave.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
Yeah.
I did talk, but there was just, I guess, miscommunication between whoever and whoever and whoever. And they were like, we didn't know you were bringing an
Yeah.
RV.
Well, we can put other stuff in Natalie's
Okay.
car in my magic van and I can get there. It's not like they got illusions.
Right.
But coming from another show that we do fit, we try to figure it out. And when we talk to them, they say, oh yeah, there's plenty of room.
Right.
We trust them.
Right.
And according to Google Earth, you see a road beside it. That's
think
plenty
you
of
can-
room I can
right.
fit there.
Yeah. And
But you
like-
don't know that it's a gravel road like this and then a straight incline. You can't tell that on Google Earth.
Right. And when they say, yeah, you'll be fine with your RV and trailer, you assume, yeah, you'll be fine with your RV and trailer.
Yeah.
But then everybody forgets that you talked about bringing an RV and trailer and come there. But that's okay. Whatever. It is what it is. They were putting on a big event, so they probably legitimately forgot. Like, said whatever, and probably were thinking about where they could put us to park, and then just forgot because they were coordinating everything else for the event. I mean, it's a
It's almost like a
day-long,
county fair.
festival type
Yeah.
thing, but on a smaller level. So, I mean, they probably, even though we talked about it, they probably just legitimately forgot because they had all the other stuff to do. And then by the time we got there was no parking left for us. So, but we made it work, and we know to call ahead next time.
And they love us and they rebooked us, so
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's this week's episode, guys. We talked a little bit about everything, and I think we caught you up. Next week, hopefully we have a guest in if we can figure out a time.
Yeah.
I was playing email tag with this lady, and we had it booked, and then she said, oh, nope, my kid's graduation, couldn't do it. Then this one happened, and so we'll figure it out.
Maybe she's available next week.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. Our RV episode, and only thing we have left to say is see you next week. Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.